My Hadarelli forgot his wallet. Then I saw his dating coach filling us from another table. My direct date showed up late, ordered the most expensive items on the menu, then realized he'd forgotten his wallet. When I refused to pay, his dating coach appeared from the next table with a camera. He seemed promising on paper. Pert Alex 31, pediatric surgeon, rock climbing enthusiast, dog lover. After a week of genuinely engaging conversation, we agreed to meet at an upscale Italian restaurant downtown. I arrived on time, but he texted that he was running 20 minutes late, then 30. At the 45-minute mark, I was about to leave when he rushed in full of elaborate apologies about a patient emergency. I noticed he was wearing different clothes than in his profile pictures, and he seemed shorter than the 6'2" he'd claimed. But first dates are awkward enough without calling someone out immediately. The waiter approached, and before I could suggest we start with drinks, Alex ordered the most expensive bottle of wine on the menu. To make up for being late, he explained with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. He then recommended the lobster special pant, also coincidentally the priciest item available. Throughout dinner, Alex kept checking his phone under the table. When I asked questions about his surgical work, his answers were vague. It's complicated to explain to non-medical people, he'd say, then quickly changed the subject to ask invasive questions about my income and apartment. At one point, he actually said women in tech must make good money. My last girlfriend was always treating me to nice dinners. The comment made me uncomfortable, but I brushed it off when the check came. $347 for his wine, appetizers, lobster, and dessert. I'd had pasta and water. Parent Alex patted his pockets theatrically. "Oh no," he exclaimed, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. "I must have left my wallet at the hospital after my emergency surgery." He looked at me expectantly. "You can cover this, right? I'll venue later tonight." Something about his performance felt rehearsed. I smiled politely and said, "Actually, I can't. I only brought enough for my meal, which was $32. This was a lie, Parent. I could afford it." But something felt very wrong. His demeanor instantly changed. "Come on, don't be difficult," he hissed, abandoning the charming doctor act. "Just put it on your card." "No," I said firmly. "You should call someone to bring your wallet." As we argued, I noticed a man at the next table who had been there my entire 45-minute wait. He was now holding a phone at an angle that seemed to be filming us. When our eyes met, he quickly looked away. I called the waiter over and quietly explained the situation. Alex interrupted. "My girlfriend is being dramatic. She promised to treat me for my birthday." "It's not his birthday and I am not his girlfriend," I told the waiter. "We just met." And he ordered all this knowing he had no way to pay the waiter. Bless him, separated our bills and accepted my payment for just my meal. As I stood to leave, the man from the next table approached. "That wasn't how this was supposed to go," he said to Alex, completely ignoring me. "You were too obvious with the wine order." Turns out Alex wasn't a surgeon, but an aspiring Igeman, and this guy was his dating coach filming a video on how to get women to pay for expensive dates. They'd been running this scam all week for content. The restaurant manager overheard, got involved, and threatened to call the police unless Alex paid his bill. Suddenly, on my way out, the dating coach had the audacity to ask if I'd sign a release form for the video. I suggested anatomically impossible uses for his release form instead. The next day, I reported Alex's profile to Tarat with parents of messages confirming our date. His profile disappeared within hours. And here's a fine line between dating and data collection for content creation these days.